Hi, everybody. Hope all is good. Um, yeah, I just wanted to do a quick hi, and I'm sorry it took me so long to get to a video this week. That sampling assignment, it's in a way the most time consuming for me to process and grade. Mostly, yeah. I mean, some of the SPSS stuff gets a little time consuming too, but this one's time consuming in a different way. Luckily, everybody's sampling plans were good, and so it turned out to be impossible to pick just one that was like the best. So I ended up wanting to like combine elements of everybody's different plans. So let's see, all of you used counties, which was really good. You may have noticed this, but when you were looking or collecting data, but every county in the US collects data on things about its workforce. So it's a really easy cluster to work with for this kind of assignment. There are actually economists, like every county has an economist assigned to it that tracks things like, well, anything to do with the labor force. You guys all had different definitions of working women, which is fine and to be expected, right? So depending on whose definition you used, like the Census Bureau versus the Office of Financial Management, I think somebody had, like the number of working women in Washington state could be between like 1 million and 1.8 million. Um, One thing I'll point out, like if you're using a definition to and then a number that's attached to that definition, to calculate a sample size, then you really have to stick to that definition because then if you alter your definition, like broaden it out, then your sample size that you collect will go up, right? Because then your definition has a different number of people in it, right? So then the number that you have to sample changes. So let's see. I liked all the different technologies that you guys put, like scannable QR codes, street intercepts. Michaela, we and Nita, you guys had door to door. That totally appeals to the anthropologist. I'm like, yeah, get out there and talk to people. Phone calls, use of darts. Steve, Richard, and Noah. Good job on that. I just thought, any sampling plan that involves darts is going to work as a sampling plan. Let's see. Stephen, Lena, and Micah, I really like your all's project, particularly how you end it. Collecting enough data within your survey so that you could actually monitor the representativeness of your sample, right? Like how well that sample stacks up against reality. Oh, and then Shalom, Malka, and Danny, you guys did the same thing, particularly monitoring representativeness by industry. That is fantastic, right? So then you can know, okay, well, of all the women who are on the books working for the timber industry, how well did I do? How many of them are reflected in my sample? Women who work in factories or offices, like how well did I, get those in the sample? So that was a great idea. Shalom, Malka, Danny, you guys also had fantastic research questions. I'm sorry, actual questions. So nice job there. So yeah, I mean, I sort of like blend a couple of your projects, and I think, yeah, you could have a really fantastic sampling project. All right. So this week coming up, it's about interviewing and response effects and survey question construction. I already peeked at some of your responses in the discussion threads. They look great. For the assignment, it's a pretty straightforward one, I think. The first part of it is really to do the same kind of thing that Fowler recommends, and then I give you an example of in the lesson. So make sure you click on that. It's a it's it's a survey construction that we did for. I'm sorry, a questionnaire construction that we did for a public health class a couple years ago about childhood asthma. But that's essentially the same kind of thing I'm asking for at the beginning of this assignment, right? This sort of 2-column chart with your research questions on the one side and then the actual questions that match up to those research questions on the other, okay? And your questions can be open-ended or closed. That's it. It is Wednesday morning here in Denton. It's a really cold morning. So I hope wherever you guys are, you are staying warm. Okay. Feel free to contact me as always with any questions or comments or whatever. So thanks. Good to see you guys.